Good morning, it's Dawn with Swan Lake Spiritual. Thank you for joining me for this week's Oracle card reading for the collective. Before we do this reading, I actually want to invite you to think of a question, hold it near and dear to your heart, something that you've been wondering, wanting guidance, clarity, something that you're confused on that's causing you turmoil, worry, fear, uncertainty. Think about it for a moment, take some time. It could be around your relationship, it could be around your career, it could be around your health. It could be something that's important, that's near and dear to you. And I want you to hold that question in your heart and ask it in a way that is open-ended, not a yes or no question, right? Not, am I going to sell my house? We know my house is going to sell. It's just a matter of when and to who and at what price. We need to ask, what is the outcome of me selling my house? How will I feel when I sell my house? Is selling my house the best decision and choice for me at this moment? How does that unfold? Or when we look at the other options, what would be the outcome if I keep my house? What would be the action if I don't sell my house or take any action? So whatever that question is for you, try to think about it in a way your higher self already knows. The universe already knows. The energy is very wise. They know what you want to hear today. I am going to pull from the Work Your Light Oracle deck, and this is from Rebecca Campbell. She's over in the UK. She's part of Hay House. She is an incredible author and intuitive, and she has beautiful, beautiful decks. Anyway, so we're actually going to pull 11 cards today. This is going to be a long one. I'm not going to read the book guidebook meetings. I'm just going to read the card and give a bit of my own intuitive explanation for you. So it's going to be 11 cards, so bear with me, and if you need to pause and take a break, please do. I'm not planning to do a meditation today, so this is purely just information so that you can use the energy and work with it to take action or walk towards the direction which is most aligned for you today. So this is called the Cosmic Cross. The first card is going to be, where are we in present time? So for the collective conscious, again, we're just looking for some guidance for the best possible outcome to be in alignment with the highest and best version of ourselves. And each person may have an individual question that they're bringing today that these cards serve to answer for you, to provide the clarity, guidance, and information you need to take a good, honest look at yourself about what you can control, what you can change, what you can do. So the first card today is where we are. And this is about a yes. Just say yes. And so we're actually, this to me tells me we're in a very auspicious time. We're in a very abundant time. We're in a time where we're in the flow, where opportunities are going to present themselves. Doors are going to open. We may not know if that's the right choice for us, but this card is saying yes. Just say yes. Trust that you're where you're meant to be. Trust that right here is exactly perfect for you to launch your next plan, to launch your next project, your next endeavor, your next step. Just say yes to whatever is calling your attention right now, whatever is calling your time, whatever your body and your heart and your head need. Say yes. If that's rest, then rest. We're still coming out of the sleepy hibernation period. We're just starting to go into spring, where things are waking up and growing and blooming and becoming more lively. Just say yes. That's where we are right now. So then the second card is about, what is your soul calling you to do? So right now, many people, we're in this age of awakening. It's called the Great Awakening, this age we're in right now collectively. We've all heard of the Dark Ages, the Renaissance, the Industrial Age. We're in the age of awakening. All of the stuff that we learned from the Information Age is bringing us even more closer to our real authentic selves. This card says take a break. And this one is about, what is your soul calling you to do? Taking a break. Get off the treadmill. So you've been hustling. You've been grinding. You've been working your bones off. And it's time to take a break. Life doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so physically demanding. We don't need to burn ourselves out and wear ourselves down and just push through, because life will go on without us doing those things. There's a natural balance in the world. There's natural cycles, and we can't ignore those natural laws. We have to live within those natural laws. Right now, take a break. Stop pushing so hard. Stop trying so hard. Take a step back. And often in those periods of rest, in those moments of stillness, of not doing, we give ourselves the chance to be open to receive inspiration and guidance from the divine, from other people around us, however it shows up in our lives. But right now, you're being called to take a break. So step back. Don't push it. Don't force it. If things aren't working for you, just take a break. You can pick it back up again. The next card is about what is rising in you. And so this is often the energy that is coming in right now. This is still in the ether. It's still in the energetic realm in a different, it hasn't manifested physically, although you may see some signs. You may be aware that it's coming. You may have had thoughts or feelings or inklings. This is our body's way of communicating the information that we can't see. So this is what's rising in us right now. And this one is boundaries. I mean, this one's been going on for a while. We're actually, I think as part of this age of awakening, many of us are learning what a boundary is and how to set it. Especially parents, right? Like we think that we're setting boundaries with our kids. We think that we're setting rules, but we might not be consistent or we might not uphold them. And those boundaries are weak. And our kids, these hands are like our kids going in through our boundary that we have set. They have a secret back door. They have a way to get in. And it doesn't just have to be our kids. It can be other people that we're in relationships with. It can be our spouse, our partner, our family, our parents, anybody that has trouble respecting your own boundaries because they've got a backdoor pass. And so all that means is that what's rising in us is our ability to set and enforce our boundaries, what we are comfortable doing, what we are comfortable receiving, how we are comfortable engaging with other people. And when our boundaries are disrespected, we have a consequence. It's not like punishment. It's not like cause and effect. It's like, I'm letting you know that I have the capacity to handle conversations only on the specific topic that we've agreed to. That's the way that my brain works. That's the way that my nervous system works. I am not prepared to talk about anything else that we didn't pre-agree to. My brain is not capable of thinking quickly. I often get manipulated, run over, bullied. And so I've learned to set a boundary. If this is an emotional topic or this is something that's really important, then I want to give it the time and attention and preparation needed to show up as my best self, to be calm and centered in my approach and my response, in my interaction with you. So my boundary is that if you want to talk about something that's emotional, very heavy, or very deep, then let's set a date. Let's set a time. Let's put it in the parking lot for now. And we'll talk about it when we're both level-headed and ready. So boundaries, where are you learning to set more boundaries and enforce them? And what a boundary really is. A boundary isn't, don't contact me. That's not a boundary. A boundary, we often have these relationships sometimes that end sour and we block people or ghost them and then they try to reach out. And we say, don't contact me, you're wrecking my boundaries. That's not the boundary. You can tell people not to contact you, but you can't control them. You can say, hey, here's what I'm going to do if you contact me. If you try, after I've blocked you on email and phone and text and any other social platform, if you continue to contact me, if you try with a fake account or some other method, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to make a report. I am going to escalate that to an authority that can manage the harassment involved in that scenario. So boundaries are about what we will do when something, a condition, is not met. That involves us, something that we can control. So that's what's rising in us. And then number 4 is going to be what's falling away. So this is kind of like the lesson that we've just been working through. And sometimes these lessons drag on for years. Sometimes they go on for months. Sometimes they go on for days. Sometimes it's a quick, easy peasy. We got it. We nailed it. We moved on to the next one. I have spirit guides that are responsible for all of my lessons. I met my spirit guide and she has an assistant. So when I actually surprise them and I complete a lesson faster than they expected me to do, then they have to rearrange their whole lesson plan and find new lessons for me to adapt and move into. So right now, the lesson that's falling away, the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? Oh my gosh, this is so timely because it reminds me of the Tower in the tarot card deck. And basically for me, as I mentioned, I'm selling my house. So what are you holding on to? What's falling away? Like my whole entire foundation is crumbling. About a year and a half ago, I went through this similar transformation, but it was around my career and my identity, and my old identity and old self crumbled. It had to completely dismantle and break in order to build a new version of me, this newer, beautiful, heavenly version emerging from the ashes like a phoenix. So right now, a lot of us are potentially still resisting some of the stuff that we know needs to be let go. some of the stuff that no longer serves us. And this can, again, be relationships. It can be jobs. It can be your physical residence. It can be a property. It can be an item. What is it that's falling away from you, that's crumbling, that's you're losing your grip on, that you know ultimately is not serving you, that it's time to let go of? So this is what's actually, it's funny, what's falling away from us is what's actually crumbling and falling away from us. But you'll know specifically what this is for you. Next is, what are your soul gifts? So amidst all of this energy, amidst all of these messages about what's happening where we currently are, all of the energy rising and falling away from us, our soul gifts? No. Our ability to say no. Our ability to discern what is worth our time and not. What is worth our attention and not. Where are we overextending ourselves? Our gift is our ability to recognize and say no to things that are not in alignment with our path, that do not feel good with our body, that do not feel good with our mind, our soul, our heart. Our gift is in the ability to say no to things that are not aligned with us. And that's a really powerful one, because that involves using your voice, and it involves awareness, emotional intelligence, knowing. So what is being manifested right now, along with our ability to set boundaries, which is falling away from us. Nope, never mind. Here, this card just jumped out. This is rising in us, birthing a new age. There's a whole group of people called light workers, and there's star seeds, our origin of our consciousness, of our essence, of our light being ourselves. We originated in other places besides Earth. Earth is like a playground for us. It's like this physical diorama that we get to manipulate and try things and see the effects. And we're birthing a new age, right? So this is part of our soul mission, part of what we came here to do and experience. And it's been going on for generations, for thousands upon thousands of years. We don't know where this is headed, but we just know that we have a part to play. And when we surrender to our part, when we acknowledge what our soul gifts are and what we came here to do and what our strengths are and what our lessons are, then we can step in and accept our role as mothers of the new age, of birthing the new way of being in the new consciousness. So that one is what's being manifested right now. We all want a better life. We are all looking for something that is more fair, more honest, more respectable, more equality, equity. We're looking for all of the things that treat humanity like humans. And we're contributing to that new age that we're birthing. So this next one is going to be, what next step can you take? So with regards to everything that's going on right now, right? The next steps, we just saw that currently we're our current position is about just saying yes, So in my mind, the next step is to say yes to whatever comes your way. But let's see what the Divine Oracle wants you to know about your next step. Star Mother. Oh my goodness, of course. So listen, if we're birthing a new age right now, if this is what's being manifested, we're the mother. We're the mother birthing that, right? So all of the work that we're doing on ourselves as we reinvent our own identity, as we transform our careers, our livelihood, our residence, our locations, our values, our beliefs, as we transform all of that, we are the mother that is giving birth to what is to come after us. We are the star mother that is laying the foundations, the seeds, supporting, growing, nurturing this new age, the new generation behind us. So if you are a physical, actual, literal mother, how you parent your children, think of it. Think of your family and your household as a mini Earth. Think of it as a mini universe. Just like our bodies have millions of cells, trillions, billions, cajillions, numbers I can't even say. There's many universes happening. There's many ecosystems, right? And we're part of an ecosystem, and that ecosystem is part of an ecosystem, right? So with regards to our family unit and birthing the new age and becoming the star mother, to oversee, to nurture, to love, to guide these little fresh star seeds, these little fresh humans, to creating this new age and this heaven on earth, where we're crumbling all the old systems that didn't work. We're crumbling that archaic, physical, hard work way of being in light of a new, easier way of being. And as the star mother, it's important that we also mother ourselves. And so, not just the children or the family that we have responsibility for, but it starts with ourselves. And it starts with recognizing that your soul sees you and loves you like God, like no one else. You are perfect. You are beautiful. Everything you do, there's no mistakes. You're doing it wonderfully. You're rising to the challenge. You're reflecting. You're growing. You're not staying stuck, but you need to mother yourself. And that starts with some self-love and some self-care, but self-love, acceptance, compassion, forgiveness. Treat yourself like your best friend, like someone that you love and admire, not just like the dumpster that your children or family treat you like. Sorry, that's my own experience. You might not have that experience, but the key is that once we mother ourselves, we can transform ourselves into that mother that we want to be for those kids. Okay, the next card is about your past life influence. Oh my gosh, this is so good. If you don't know, I do past life readings, and it's always so cool what comes up. Whatever your guides show me during the past life reading is often related to a lesson or spiritual growth cycle that you're currently in. And so it's very, very relevant for you to help move past that. So in this reading, our past life influence is the Age of Light. The age of light, which we're in the age of awakening. And the age of light is that we recognize somewhere in humanity, in our history, we have learned that we actually are light beings and that we communicate through light, and that light is the most purest form of the essence of who we all are, of what connects us all. And so in your past life influence, this age of light is recycling. It's just like the pattern, the cycles of nature that come back and forth. And so we are now remembering that we are light beings. We are remembering our source, our eternal source, and how we can use it in this physical world. And this is the influence that's going to have the most impact on you right now, is to accept, understand, trust, believe, research, go learn as much as you can about the Age of Light and about light beings. Maybe find out what kind of light being you are. I'm a Pleiadian. I'm a starseed from the constellation Orion, Pleiades, a star system called Pleiades, and I believe Sirian as well. So I have, similar to how humanity can have mixed cultures and races, so can light beings. Okay, we're getting down to the last few cards here. What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? This is about the Great Gathering. So it's all coming together. You might be getting more intuitive hits. You might be noticing more signs. You might be becoming more aware of how we're all connected, of the different mysteries of life that seem to somehow make sense. But you're also starting to connect with and find like-minded souls. You're starting to notice that we're more alike than different. And you're starting to see that the people that are not happy with the current systems and buildings that we've created are coming together in the Great Gathering to redefine it, to birth a new age, to recognize the Age of Light that we all came from, and to mother ourselves so that we can be the best mothers to facilitate this growth and what's happening. So the Great Gathering allows us all to connect with other like-minded souls, other wiser ancestors that have knowledge and wisdom to pass down that we can use to facilitate the rising of humanity. The next card is about your hopes and fears. Your hopes and fears. Okay, we're almost at the end of this reading. It's a bit of a longer one, so if you stayed with me, thank you. I hope that this is very informative, insightful, and helpful for you. So this is Lemuria. Oh my gosh, heaven on earth. So your hopes and fears are really, I mean, who doesn't want world peace? Who doesn't dream and believe and hope for a world where people are nice to each other, where we love each other, where we treat each other with kindness, with respect, with acknowledgement, but that actually feels like peace, heaven, fun, joy, prosperity? That's Lemuria. Lemuria used to exist on Earth at one point in time, just like what's that city? The lost city of Atlantis underneath the ocean. So these are all places that existed at one point, and then humanity came around and destroyed them. And now, like I say, we're going back. We're going to destroy all the things that we use to destroy nature so that we can build a beautiful nature, so that we can create the new nature, the new livelihood, the new planet, the new health and wellness that we all deserve and that we all want. That's our hopes and fears, is health, happiness, prosperity, peace. And the potential outcome. So if you asked a question, I would be curious to find out how these cards resonate in terms of the answer of your question. What was your question? If you feel like sharing it below, please drop it in the comments. And if you'd like some guidance about how these cards relate to your questions, I'd be happy to respond and explain a bit more or tailor it to help you see your unique perspective. Break the chain. This is the potential outcome. So all of the work that we're doing as we mother ourselves, as we tune into what we need and how we can become the best version of ourselves by mothering ourselves with the mother we didn't have but we needed, reparenting our inner child. As we begin to do that, we're breaking the chains, the generational chains of trauma, the generational chains that bonded us to dysfunction within a family unit or within society. As a result of all of this work of recognizing your unique light power and the fact that you're a light being and how you can use that to help create this heaven on earth, you're breaking the chain. We're creating a whole new way of being, a whole new paradigm, a whole new generational love, generational kindness, generational acceptance. We're spreading generational gifts now instead of generational trauma. But remember, you need to take a break. So just step back for a bit. Don't put pressure on yourselves to do all this work. Just know that it's happening. This is a result of everything that you're doing. But right now, take a break. If you're saying yes in too many places, then you need to set some better boundaries and learn to say no. Not everything is a yes, right? Not all doors for you are meant to be walked through. And so if you're feeling overextended, overwhelmed, out of balance, say no to the things that are not in alignment with your priorities for how you occupy your time, for how you occupy this life, for what you intended to do and create here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please share it with someone you think might benefit or leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Namaste.